First of all, I've got to apologize because I haven't spoken English for a long time. I usually work only in French, so I hope everybody will be able to understand what I've got to say. All data and information presented on my slides are coming from, have been produced by the French National Observatory for Coastal Zone and Seas, and I will try to present and explain the demographic and tourist pressures, land use, biological diversity, natural hazards, and human stakes only on metropolitan coastal zone, not in overseas departments and regions. Just a few seconds on the first slide to show the huge diversity of French coast, from virgin beaches in Corsica to the pine forest in Aquitaine, from the big marshes here in Atlantic to the cliffs of Normandy, and in overseas department from mangroves in Guyana to New Caledonia reefs and atoll in Polynesia. One of the first characteristics of the French coast, like most of the coasts around the world, is the high population density. If we are taking into account the 995 coastal municipalities where the French coastal law applies, we've got an average density of 285 inhabitants per square kilometers. It's 2.5 times more than the metropolitan average. The extreme values are in Corsica here, with only 60 inhabitants per square kilometers, and Nord-Pas-de-Calais on the North Sea, and PACA region here in Mediterranean coast, with about 700 inhabitants per square kilometers. The Atlantic coast from Brittany to Aquitaine has the smallest population density compares to the North Sea and Channel density and to the Mediterranean density. Just for your information, in Guyana, the density is extremely low, with less than 5 inhabitants per square kilometer on the coast. Another anthropic pressure, it's the tourist level. If we take account the second homes, the hotels and the campsites, we've got more than 7.5 million beds in coastal municipalities only on a metropolitan coast. It's more than the number of inhabitants, and there is more than 8,000 beds for tourists per coastal municipalities in each coastal municipalities in average. Nevertheless, we have not been able to take into account all the tourist accommodation to calculate this. For example, are not include guest rooms or yacht hotels. If you look the second figure, we can see that the most important tourist accommodation are located on the Atlantic coast and Mediterranean coast, especially in Brittany, Languedoc-Roussillon, and PACA, where we find more than 1 million beds for tourists. The direct consequence of those high pressures is the high proportion of artificialized areas on the coast in land use. This concerns especially the coast of Nord-Pas-de-Calais, Haute-Normandy, and PACA, where artificialized areas cover more than 20% of coastal municipalities. You can see there's still some region where the artificialized level is not very important. It's the case, for example, for Corsica and for Picardy. Most of artificialized area correspond to urban surfaces, ports, and industrial areas. If you look here, yes, you can see that arable lands, grasslands, and forests are not very important in coastal municipalities. Natural open areas and wetlands and water bodies are numerous. This gives a very important natural heritage to coastal municipalities, and I will present that in the next slide. Two examples of this ecological richness. At the interface between land and sea, coastal areas are ecologically rich. There are many ecosystems which are specific of the coastline. For example, lagoons, salt marshes, seagrass bed, or dunes. Here, an example, we can mention the wintering water birds, like shorebirds, or ducks or geese. 80% of the water birds which are wintering in France are on the coasts, essentially on the Atlantic coast. For here's an example of wintering shorebirds. The most important areas are protected areas, like in the Mont Saint-Michel, in Noirmoutier Island, or in Oléron or Arcachon. In addition, we can see on this figure that coastal municipalities, which are only representing 4% of the whole territory, these coastal municipalities include 20% of all the French inland wetlands, 85% of course, of French coastal wetlands, and about 15% of all the open areas we can find in France. Due to the strong human pressure I presented before and to the ecological richness of the coastal municipalities, the level of protection of coastal areas is very high. You've got here the level in blue for coastal municipalities, in dark blue, in blue for coastal hinterland, and in green for the metropolitan average. And for different types of protection, national park, natural reserve, conservatoire du littoral, and protection with Natura 2000 sites. The only exception is for national parks. We've got a few number of national parks near the sea. We can note that in this figure, we don't have the Parc des Calanques, the new National Park des Calanques in Marseille is not reflected yet in these statistics. The closer you get to the coast and more the value taken by the different indicators I present above are specific. This is the case, for example, for the proportion of artificialized areas. It's the case also for the level of protection of natural areas or the level of population density. This first example is on land use and distance to the sea. The artificialized territories are very important within 500 meters of the coastline. As you can see, they cover about 30% of the territory on this territory. Arable land, which are in this part, in the orange line. Grassland are lower, while natural areas in green are important. It's the same case for water bodies and for water bodies. Sorry. Protected areas are also very important near the coastline. If we take into account all the type of protection we've got on this figure, 1/3 of the territory within 500 meters from the coastline is protected by one of these. The more important are the Natura 2000 sites, as you can see. And the level of protection decreases as soon as we move away from the coastline. All the following slides I will present are about natural hazards specific to the coast, coastal erosion and submersion. Coastal areas, metropolitan coastal areas are risky territories. They include both, as we have seen, a large number of stakes on the seaside and important natural hazards. This first slide is on population density and residences density on the coastline. As you can see, with less than 500 meters of the shore, residence density is 8 times bigger than the national average. National average here is here. We've got the same thing for population density. At less than 500 meters from the coastline, the population density is 3 times bigger than the national average. We can see difference between the coast. These two indicators are more important on the Mediterranean coast and North Sea and Channel coast. A slide on a slide on coastal erosion on metropolitan coasts. About 25% of the coastline is concerned. Erosion is not uniform. It's mainly concerned coasts like Nord-Pas-de-Calais, Haute-Normandy, and the south of Atlantic coast from Vendée to the south of Aquitaine, and Languedoc-Roussillon. The region Basse-Normandy has got many wetlands and is not concerned at the same level. It's the same for Brittany and for Corsica with their granite shores. Same thing for risk of submersion. The main sectors are located in Nord-Pas-de-Calais, Basse-Normandy, and all the great marshes of the Atlantic and the lower coast of Languedoc. All these blue areas represent all land at low altitude. Their topography is below the theoretical level of the sea, with a 100-year return storm. Thank you. And there are about 7,000 square kilometers concerned. Calculation of stakes on these two risks. For coastal erosion, we have models in our service to calculate the number of inhabitants and residences from any territory. We use for this land use current land cover and the last population census. For example, for coastal erosion, if we are taking into account the coast at within the territory within 250 meters of eroded coast, we've got 140,000 inhabitants in this territory and 155,000 residents in this territory. For marine submersion and this blue territory, we estimate the number of inhabitants at 850,000 and the number of residences at 570,000. A slide on land use for this lowlands to show you that the land use is very specific. You've got here all the blue region. Oh, sorry. And here the coastal municipalities. Agriculture areas, including essentially arable lands and grasslands, are very important. They represent more than 75% of the lowland land use. It's very different from the coastal municipality because these low lands often correspond to cultivated polders or marshes. However, we've got a very high level of urban areas, much more than the national average. To finish, just to explain that all the data and information I have presented are available on our website, onml.fr. The French National Observatory for Coastal Zone and Seas is working on metropolitan coast and also in overseas regions. When data are available, we try to work also in other overseas territories like Polynesia or New Caledonia. This observatory is implemented by 3 partners: the Observation and Statistics Service of the French Ministry for Ecology, the Marine Protected Areas Agency, and IFREMER. We try to work on the 3 pillars of sustainable development: economy, social, and environment. And our goal is to synthesize all the information we can gather to make it available for everybody. Currently, we've got about 45 indicator fact sheets on our website. We should have about 70 to 75 in 2 years. And many studies are also available, as well as cartographic tool with a lot of statistical and geographical data. You can use all the data we've got in our computer, but you can also import your own data with interoperable links, WMS or TGS. You can also export all the data we've got on this website. Thank you.